Hello everyone. Welcome to this episode number 15 of this series from Ozzy, the racing car game, which we are in episode 15. I believe this is the last episode before Ozzy goes on holiday. He wants to, give us the last episode. Tomorrow he goes on holiday, so he wished to give us the last episode of the series, and after he comes from holiday, we will start. Actually, after he comes from holiday, and I have taken my holiday also, he will start a new series. But till then, let's say hello to Ozzy. Let me open the volume of Ozzy.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Welcome, Ozzy. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
For the 15th time.
Yeah. For the series, I've had you more than that, but for this series, it's 15, yes. So, as always, I'll go to the usual ritual. I hope it works, because I forgot to prepare it, to be honest, before the stream. So, I'm hoping it goes to the right one. Yeah, it did. Okay, so as always, all I ask is that you like my streams, my videos on YouTube, and press that like button. And this is the way YouTube works, and it helps me in spreading the videos. Let's grow up the retro community, especially the Commodore community. So, I remind you also that under each video, there is a link related to that video, which normally takes you to the code related to the video. So, please do check the comments under the video. Normally, the sources are Amiga, and here you can see some of the repositories, the Amiga and Commodore 64, where you get sources related to the videos that I am saying. Of course, I have a Facebook page, so please subscribe to it, follow it. It's my blog. I am building another one, which is a proper website with stuff, but it's taking me time, and I hope that by the end of the year it will be done. I'm not an artist myself, so it does take me more time to build such a thing. But anyway, it's getting there. Besides the Facebook page, I have the Facebook group, so join the group. There is also anything that I publish related to Phaze101 goes there. You can basically see exactly what is happening, because sometimes the page has more things than what the group has. Of course, I have the Commodore Dev Facebook group. This is the one of many that I have, but this one is the one that I completely dedicate to Commodore, so it's the one that I let's say, is close to my heart. Of course, there's retro programmers inside, but that is shared with others. But this one is specific to Commodore. Retro programmers inside is all the retro machines. I love all the retro machines, but Commodore is my heart. Besides that, remember that you can write to me on Facebook. I do reply to messages on Facebook, but I do take time while on Discord. So please join my Discord, and you'll get a reply quite quickly from me. I also have a Telegram group. It's still new. This one is growing, but slowly. If you don't like Facebook, if you don't like Discord, you might like Telegram and join Telegram. This one is also growing. So yeah, I Telegram and Discord normally I reply immediately. Okay, Facebook is what I take time. If you want to support us, go that extra mile, then you can go on Patreon. There is, I don't know, 216, I believe, or 220, something like that, videos to unlock. If you decide to support us in one of these. Coffee and Patreon are the same. Today I released more videos and also more sources. So yeah, in fact, look, it says 1 hour ago I released it, just before the stream. Anyway, so that's basically it to the usual ritual, but now it's time for Ozzy. Before I pass to Ozzy, I'd like to say hello to Dario. Hello, Dario, and hello, JJ Balon. Good evening to you all. This stream is a bit strange in the sense, normally we do not stream on Thursday, but Ozzy couldn't make it on Tuesday, and neither yesterday. And hello, Dockster. And so we decided to stream it today, given that tomorrow Ozzy goes on holiday and he wants to end up the month of August with a last stream from him. So let me pass on to Ozzy and we can basically start. So Ozzy, all yours.
Okay.
And when you want, I can start the slides basically, or starts the documentation.
We don't have slides today,
Yeah,
actually,
documentation.
because as you already said, this is a little bit strange period for me. It was Tuesday. It was what we call Ferragosto, and it's a public holiday in Italy. Also, in other part of the world, I think, not in America, for example. But I had to take care of the daughters as usual, so no Amiga for me in this day. And also, weekends are quite busy, and I started chatting with Pellicus on Saturday morning, so I wasn't very productive, to be honest. The code is always the same, but the game is, I would say, is completed. So, as I already said last time, all the feature that I had in mind have been implemented. So the code is the same, and I don't have anything to show even this week. But I had some contribution from Carlo, and I got some amazing artwork from him. And he sent me 3 new tracks because if you remember, the tracks that are currently included in the game are just screenshots that I took from archive.org. And the author of these images is Fabio Antoniazzi, and I wasn't able to get in touch with him in order to ask him permission to reuse his graphical assets on my game. For this reason, I will just delete from my repository these files, and I will release the game with the asset that I got from Carlo. And there are 3 different tracks. The last one is not yet completed. At least my work is not completed because there is still something to do from the creation that is about to transform IFF file into TRK file. The other 2 tracks should be fine. And I took this occasion in order to just release a little tutorial how to transform an EFF to a TRK file, so my proprietary format. And so this is what is about this week. So just a little tutorial which could be useful for me in the future because I forget things almost instantly. So maybe in the future, if I want to release a new track, I will just rewatch this stream. But anyway, I wrote a little guide. It's not 100% complete, but it should get you to a situation when you have something on the screen. So should be enough. As I said, the code is complete. What is missing is the artwork, but we are almost done even on this part. And I think just a little bit of documentation would be helpful, how to compile the project if I want to compile again in a few years, and how to do tracks. And that's it. So Phase, I sent you an ADF file
Yes.
for it's the latest build, and you can just show just show
Yeah,
3
give
new
me.
tracks if
Yeah,
you want.
yeah.
I think the one of these tracks was already shown last week. I don't remember last time, but and remember that there is a track which is called Antani, which is not completed, and it's not completed because the CPU cards, they don't have the coordinates nor the points in order to finish the race. So
Oops.
you should avoid this track, or you can show it, but before starting the game, just save the state because
Wait.
the game will be stuck. Or you can let's do this way. Go to core controls.
Wait, because I managed to close all windows. So
So
I'm not seeing not even OBS right now. So yeah, give me a second. I hate this thing of Windows. I do not know when it does it, that it closes all windows. I must do something that makes the window close for some reason. I think we're okay. We're fine. Again, back online. So you were saying?
go to car controls.
Let me make it bigger.
So you will be my beta tester today.
Yeah. I'm not going to get paid though. Okay, so the game of Ozzy, guys. So where do you want me to go?
Car controls.
It's loading from floppy, so it is a bit slow. Okay, I mean, remember, it's not like normally it loads from hard disk, so it's different.
It takes time because Shrinkler and
Yeah.
all this data. So at this point, just pick a car and set Joy 1 on particular car that you like.
Yeah.
All the other cards should be off.
And Joy 1, you said?
Joy 1, for example, Alain Prost or Crost.
No, I'm doing crossed McLaren.
Yes. Yeah, because in 1984, Prost was running for the McLaren team.
Yeah.
and this is true. And I think also he won the championship. And so turn off all the other cards.
Ah, okay. When you say turn off, what is the option? What does it say? No pad?
It should be off. The
Off?
option is
Oh,
off.
okay. Oh.
The last one, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just want to remind
do something.
that all these
Yeah, maybe it is
names are real. So if you look on Wikipedia,
Yeah, I
all
know.
these, they are real pilots, and they competed back in 1984 on the Formula
I
1.
know. I'm an F1 fan, so I know these names. Even though you changed
Friticaldi
them.
is Fittipaldi, actually, from Brazil.
There is one missing, Senna. But I think in 1984 he was not there yet.
I think it was there, but it wasn't very competitive because of the car.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't a candidate for
Your
the championship.
Yeah. Okay, so that's done.
Yes. So
Okay.
you go to back and you start the game.
So which track is it going to?
We'll just go on all of three.
Uh-huh.
And
Options, I guess. Or what should I do? Options? No.
no, start game.
Start game.
I see there is a question about
Yes.
how do I fade the palette, and actually it's not mine, it's taken from the book, because there is a fade in and fade out algorithm, and it just divide each color by the number of phases, and then I multiply by a counter.
16.
That's how it works. And I do this on copper list. So every X frame, I don't remember how many, I just decrease or increase the counter and do the operation. That's how it works. But it's just a change of the copper list.
Mm-hmm. So we're changing the track because I think the default we've played it last week.
No, you can go on all three, because the problem with the not completed track is just that we don't have self-driving cars.
So I can go back and start, basically.
Or you can start from here. It's the same.
No, I click.
At least I hope, because hope it doesn't crash. Now I am on this testing phase, so I have to test this game on all my Amigas once again before the final release. I tested on my Vampire, it works fine, and on the emulator still I have to test my other configurations.
You need to make it work on the V4 also. You need to test it on the V4.
I don't have a V4, so.
This has eyes also. This is it's getting like.
Oh, you are getting better.
Yeah, but it's the ice part is.
It's not there because Carlo doesn't like the ice, so we don't have ice here. It's just all grass and asphalt. So this is the last track, and the track that we are going to import today. I did it yesterday, and I will just repeat what I did, and I will show my procedure.
Where is Phaze101? He didn't do Phaze101 here today?
No, this is no Phaze101. Okay, this is one.
Yeah.
One race is gone.
Yeah, I did not see the time because it's, well, it's saying it
You
here,
you
but
you will see now. Your
uh-huh.
time is
Yeah, 2:06.
3,000
Yeah,
frames
yeah,
and 53.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Next race.
Now it should show the standings and of course just one player, so it's not very meaningful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe I can just avoid this type of a situation. The game cannot start with less than two players. I don't know. Right now you can set whatever you want.
But I pressed. I was fast.
Not too much actually.
Well, anyway, guys, you're seeing the final product basically. Oh, this one has Phaze101. Come on. The final
This
product
is
of the game.
this is a quite hard track because the street is so narrow and you end up just bumping here
Yeah,
and
actually,
there.
I'm noticing the track is narrow. Yeah. This
The
is.
car it was very nasty this time.
Oh, and yeah. I'm bouncing against the wall. No. Yeah, this one I'm not going to make it in 3000. I tell you that. Why it's stuck? Does it have brakes?
There is the brake button. It's the second button, or you can just press down.
Ah. Jesus. As soon as you give it some gas, boom, you see the wall coming.
And this truck is only, I think, 13 colors.
Ah.
So I gave Carlo 32 colors with some limitation. He just used
This
13.
this thing of you have to press the mouse button, the fire button to continue. You should really make it because, again, I did not see the final result. This is the final product after 15 episodes.
I see there is a very interesting question from Pellicus about the black screen. Why is there?
Which black screen?
And
Which black screen?
it's a black screen between
Ah,
one screen to
yes,
it's
yes.
the transition screen. And this is a good question, a very good question. There is a reason for that, a very good reason. And the reason is the following. As I said in the past, all the assets in these games are shrinkalized, so it means they are compressed. When the uncompressed routine is running, it needs two things. It needs a portion of RAM area that where there is the compression data, and a big chunk of data where it just decompress the data. Because as far as I know, it's not possible to do this operation in chunks with Shrinkler. So I needed a big space in RAM, and I didn't have it because I want my game to run with half meg of RAM. So I'm recycling the bit planes. This is why it's black. Because if I don't put a black screen here, you will see garbage, completely garbage, because it's Shrinkler decompressing the background image, the track data, the track metadata, the position of the cars. So all this crap that I don't want the user to see. This is why I just turn off all the color from one screen to another.
And now I'm pressing fire, but doesn't continue. We've done all tracks, so
Yeah, click next race, just give you the final result, and it should give you a congratulation image.
it's not doing it.
Oh, click, press.
You can hear my
Press
click.
file. It should. It doesn't work.
No,
It's stuck.
it got stuck. Yeah.
You found a bug, but it worked before.
Yes, it was working before, but yeah.
Oh, it's not possible. I did it 1,000 times.
Well, it had to happen on this stream. What can I say?
I tried to press return on your keyboard.
Hold on. Maybe it's because of this. Wait. Give me a second. Because let me check. Oh, sorry. The mouse was not in the window.
Oh, come on.
Yes, exactly. I lost focus.
So the data is not in binned. The data is on the floppy or on your hard drive. So there is a routine that takes the data from mass storage and puts in some chunk of RAM, and at this stage is compressed. Now I need some other space in order to decompress, but Shrinkler is very strong. If I'm going to ask him to decompress, for example, 10K of data, it will need something like 3 times the same amount of data to decompress. And I don't have, I should allocate new memory, and I don't want to do that. This is why I'm recycling all the bit planes, because I have 5-bit planes, one after another. So this is just the end of championship and the end of the game. That's how it works. It just says, okay, you competed against yourself and you are the winner. And that's it. Of course.
Okay, so I did it all. So, shall we go to the your notes now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so give me a second.
And now we have an option. We can just create a new track from scratch, or I can just comment what there is already on GitHub. I don't know how to proceed.
I suggest you show what your notes, and if you want, you can start creating it, and you share your screen, and I can share it.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Let me just. I will turn off my camera and I will start streaming my desktop.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see it? It should be a terminal, a black terminal.
Wait. Now it is there. But are you going to start reading first, or are you going to start, because right now my focus is on your sheet, on your documentation.
Okay. I will start reading.
Okay. So you can see my screen, and you can see that I have your
wait, too many. Okay, track artsy track creation tutorial.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start. Let's pretend that we want to do a new track, and of course, this tutorial assumes that you have an artist. It's not a tutorial about how to create artwork. It's just a tutorial how to convert an EFF file into TRK file. That's how it is. So Carlo gave me an image, and I will show you the image maybe. So I'm using this one because it's very convenient.
Let me switch because they will not see it. Now they can see it.
Okay, it's steph.made.forward/dpaint, which is a web application, and it reminds me a lot of Lux Paint.
Mm-hmm.
And it's perfect to show the IFF image. And this is what Carlo gave to me.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, Carlo is very talented, but he doesn't follow my specification because the palette was wrong. And the problem is that the car are sprites. For example, the Ferrari is the first sprite. This means that you have to use color 17 in red. He didn't do it. He
Uh-huh.
put some cream color or something like that. So I have to tweak a little bit.
Yeah, of
So
course.
I don't know if you can see the palette here on the left.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is here he put, I think this is number 17, and there is this cream color.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the make file, I will fix that. Additionally, he just set black on all the colors above us. I think this is, I don't know, 18.
Yeah, from
So
15, from 16 onwards, no?
yeah, he set all black.
Mm-hmm.
This means all the sprites will be black. I put here the color, so I just change it, and I put the green for the Alfa Romeo, and the yellow for the Renault, and the blue
Yeah.
for the McLaren, which are the real colors. So I just changed the palette a little bit. And another problem that I have with this track is that he used the background color
Mm-hmm.
in order to draw things. So this color here, the color 0, is here and there because he painted stuff with the background color. It's not a background color, it's just for foreground things. And the program, my game, it just overwrites this color here, so the final image will be a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, these are just the prerequisites, the
I, I,
requirements.
I can assure you that if you work with graphic artists, they never give you the perfect image. You always have to retouch it afterwards. So because they would not know the hardware, so they would use something like color 0, as you said, or they would use certain colors that would cause issues. So yeah.
Yeah, it can happen, but the track is good, so the image is very
Yeah.
good. So what I'm going to do right now is I will just take this image, and I can show you my terminal. What I usually do here. This is my repository, and there is an assets directory.
You will need to make this font a bit bigger, can you, on your shell?
Haha! I wish I okay like this.
It's better, let's say that. It's better.
Okay. So if you go into the asset directory, there is a tracks directory, and I start here. Of course, you don't have to here. You can just, for example, create a new directory into the root of your C program. It will work the same. So here I just have a directory for each car. Let's take, let's say that I just create a new directory and I call it, for example, Phaze.
Mm-hmm.
And inside this, I will create two subdirectories, which are images, and I create metadata. So this is my structure. We'll take just a sec. Sorry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I usually do at this point, I go inside the images directory, and I put the IFF file here.
Mm-hmm.
In order to do that, I do this. This is my Linux machine. I just go into my RAM disk, and there is antani.iff. And then this is a shortcut to my development machine, this is my IP. You can hack it. Come on, it's private. And I go into
Mm-hmm.
tracks, and there is a Phaze directory image. Okay, and I put antani.iff here. And then I don't know. Can you open my tutorial guide, because I don't
Yes,
remember
I
how
can
to
switch.
proceed at
Yes,
this
yes.
point?
Yeah. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm on your tutorial.
Okay, so in my tutorial there are the colors that you have to follow, and my antani.iff should be already fine.
So
And
shall I
if you
scroll?
scroll down,
Yeah.
you should see that there is some point I should say that you have to create this file system preparation work, so create images and metadata. Okay, now the next thing that you want to do is to convert the image to a raw planner.
Yeah.
In order to convert an IFF to raw, there are a lot of tools, and I usually I use mine, but there are a lot of there. There is GFX Master, which is very cool on the Amiga. There is XN Convert for all the platforms. So what I usually do here is I take my Visual Studio Code and here RC OCS assets and tracks phase.
This is the directory
images.
of the game, okay? So where he's
I will just create a new file here, which is a make file. And okay, this is. Can you see my Visual Studio Code?
Yeah, the code window. Yes. Hold on, I need to switch to. Oh, wait. Now, yeah.
Okay, I will just take this as a reference. So what I usually do here, I just create some variables, and I say this is the name of the input image, which is Antani, and this is the track name, and I will call Phaze.
So just
sorry
to interrupt you a bit. So you can see that Ozzy is Linux based, okay? So he does everything with Linux. For those that are Windows, do not be scared of this, of what he is doing. First of all, the documentation explains it well, how he converts from IFF to RAW. And as he said, you do not need to use this method to convert. There are tools on Windows that can help you convert into RAW data very easily without creating a makefile. The other thing is that the way things are done on Windows, the most important thing is that you follow these steps, not necessarily the way he is doing it as you do it on Linux by creating a makefile. It's just that you arrived at the place where it says convert the image to RAW, and you use the Windows tool to convert that instead of going through all this. Sorry, Ozzy, but just to explain for people that use
Yeah,
Windows.
exactly. This is how I do things because that's I I am used to work because there is this things in Linux. I don't know if there is something similar in Windows, but probably yes,
Yeah.
which is called the make command. It just takes a make file. So when I want to release a new ADF, I just type make ADF, and it will go recursively onto all my subfolder, and it will start doing all the tracks that are inside the tracks directory, and then it will start, for example, copying the tracks to the floppy disk, and then we start compiling code. So with one command, I get my final output. It's just my usual way to compile. But of course, what you must know is that this is a program that I wrote. It just do the conversion to planar, and you can do it with whatever you want. The important thing is that the image is the resolution must be 320 width and 248 with 5-bit planes, and you must produce two files. You must produce the raw file, so the planar data, non-interleaved, and you must provide this piece, which is just to say, please produce the palette color. So it's just a raw file with the numbers of the color, and that's it. I don't know if there are tools out there that from the command line you can
Not necessarily from
specify,
the
please
command line.
convert to this.
To be honest, one can use, for example, if you have promotion. If you, I mean, most people know what promotion is. You can convert to IFF and then load it in dpaint and save it as raw if you want. Sorry,
Yeah,
and
but
you're not in dpaint, in AGA to IFF. If you use that tool that you have seen me many times using. So, but there are other tools. I prefer to use the Amiga for conversion because I think it's got the right tools. Let's say that. And you know, nowadays the Amiga can read PNG files, can read JPEGs. So I think the conversion is easier using the Amiga than any other tool on PC or on Linux, because you just load it in the tool and it does it. And anyway, you're still running the emulator most of the time, so yeah.
Yeah, I use this approach because, as already said, I want just to type make and press return,
Yes.
and I want all the data to be converted without any interaction with the user. That's why I'm using this approach. But of course, the important thing is that you just understand what I'm doing. And this minus S switch is what I was talking before. And remember that I said that on color 17, Carlo put a cream color, and it should be red because this is a color which is used for the first couple of sprites. And if you put cream, you will have a Ferrari of color cream. And this is not what I want. So this minus S switch, it does the following. It changes it swaps the color. So the cream color goes into 31, and at the same time it reads every pixel which is linked to color 17, and it converts this pixel to color 31. So the final image, if you open again the new image, it should be the same of the original, but the palette color ordering should be a little bit different, with these two colors swapped and these two other colors swapped. And this is another feature that I didn't find anywhere. Even if deluxe paint. I didn't find anything like this. Probably there is
Yeah.
because I didn't look so
Well, I do it
much.
manually using promotion, but yeah.
Yeah, but uh, I think promotion is not for Linux, so I'm kind of I need something that should be automated. So this is why I
Yeah,
built
sure,
that.
sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. I understand why.
Okay,
And
so
guys,
another
this tool, ILBM 2 raw, is also on Ozzy's GitHub.
yeah,
And
the problem is that it's not portable. So yes, it should be portable with a few changes, but it makes use of a Linux command which is dd, and I don't know if dd is always so. It's this command here, and I don't know if dd is also on Windows or Mac. Really, I don't know. So if it doesn't exist, dd, my tool won't work. But other than that, it's just a plain old regular C and should compile everywhere, even on the Amiga.
mhm.
Second step, now that we have the planar image, what I do here is I add, this is optional because, um, as I said, um, Carlo is using less colors. That's I was supposed to take into account. This means that some bit planes are missing. And if this is the case, you have to also add this command that just pads the raw file to this size, because this is how the final raw image should be. So it just adds some zeros at the end of the raw image. But again, this is not the case because if you look here, where is it? I lost my Windows. So this image here should be 32. Okay, well, but trust me, it just 19 colors, but it's using all bit planes, even if they're just
Yeah,
19
because the
colors.
others are not used, but it's saved as 32 colors. So yeah, understood.
So we don't need that. So after that, what we need, this is also another way to force the palette in the way you want. You just echo this. This is a Linux command. It just adds raw data, and these are the colors of the cards. If you want to, if there are some colors missing, you can just add this, and it will add the colors in this file here, which
Mhm.
is -p images, and this is the palette color,
And
and
just
that's
just
it.
for curiosity, okay, a bit out of topic. Your tool, the ILBM2 raw, are you able to tell it to save also in interleave? So creates the raw as interleave. Or do you have that option? I'm just curious.
Uh,
I think
Let me check because it's very old. I don't remember. Mm, ILPM.
in the meantime, I'll try to find your link and post it. I should have your link.
So this is the usage output in interleaved
Ah,
mode,
okay, yeah.
raw mode default. So you have to add
The I.
-e,
Okay, thank you. Yeah, yeah.
and these are all the. You can also do a mask file, and you can do the reverse of the mask. Just a little bit of stuff. But this is the project, yes, and it's all here. So going back to my make file, um, so after doing this, so at this point I have a raw file and a palette file. So this is the image, and the other is the color. And what I do here is I just, and of course this is Linux again, but the important thing is that you understand what I'm doing here. So I'm copying the raw file into this TRK file. So the first 48,000 bytes are just the raw planner. And then I do this command, which is cat. And this sign here in Linux, it means please concatenate. So I'm just merging the raw file and the PAL file. The raw file first and the PAL file is after into one file. And I don't know how to do this in Windows actually, because this operator here, I don't know if it exists on Windows.
Yeah, it
Probably
does.
there is some tool or
Concatenation,
something
yes.
like that.
Yes, it does exist. Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, so now it comes the hard part. And in order to explain this, I'm going to use, I go to RAM disk. There is nothing. So I will just go to my messy desktop, and there is Antani and Antani. So this is what you have to do, and this is will take hours because I don't know how to use GIMP.
GIMP, you mean?
GIMP. I don't know the
GIMP.
name.
I say GIMP.
So okay. So let me also open the input. I take the original IFF file and I convert to PNG. Then this is because GIMP is not able to read IFF. I know there is some plugin out there, but it doesn't work for me. So
Yeah, it
what I
doesn't
do,
work.
I
Yes,
use
it doesn't work
xn
properly.
convert.
Yes, you are right. It doesn't work properly.
At least on Linux, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Not even on Windows. I tried it on Linux. I tried it on Windows. It doesn't work properly.
So what I do here, there is this program which is called xn convert. You can just add the file and it will just create the
Yes.
convert it to whatever format you want.
Yeah.
And with this tool, I get a PNG file.
Yeah.
And,
I use
open,
xn convert actually also. So yeah.
after that, you open with GIMP because GIMP is able to open PNG files, of course. And the first thing that I do is the following: I click on with the right mouse button, and I go to image. Sorry if it's Italian, I will translate for you. And there is a color management. No, it's mode. Okay, the mode here, and there is an indexed mode. This tells that you want to have an indexed mode, so each color get an index. After that,
This is
I
quite
will
important.
just
That sorry, Ozzy, just to make them aware. This is quite important that you do it because for retro machines, colors were indexed, while in today's world, colors are stored, let's say, in a different way. So yeah, having index colors
okay.
is an important part.
Okay, now you will laugh at me because this is how I do the stuff. So my game behaves like that. Every time that we have color 0, it means that the car is not allowed to go there. For example, here there is this building, and what I do, I select color 0, and by convention I set it to black. Then I go here. Now it's very slow because
You're streaming.
I'm streaming. But what I do here, I say, okay, and this is a hell because Carlo is using a lot of dithering. But what I do, I just do this, and I fill all this stuff with black. And this means when you see the black, it means the car can go there. It will just bounce. The car will go over here and it will bounce. Sorry. So what I do, I take the outer shape because I don't want to allow the car to go beyond the screen. So I do this, I do this, and then when I see that there are some color which is on in pattern, I use this tool here, which is the fill tool, and I just to speed up operation. I just do this, and this is what I do. I don't know if there is a better way to do it. It usually takes me about an hour of work. So, for example, there is a rock. I think this is a rock, and I take my pencil and I just start saying, "Please don't go there." Okay. So this is the first step, and I have to spot all the parts. For example, here, I will just. You have to be accurate. You can't do just like that. These are tires, so you are not allowed to go here. So you put black also in here and also in here.
What you could do maybe to speed up the process and you don't have this hell. And I'm going to change a bit your system, but also I'm giving you an idea maybe. You would use PNG, you would create layers, okay? One where the track is and one where and the layer for the background. So when you want to save the track, the image full of with all the background, then you have both layers on. When you want to save just the track and the rest is black, you switch off the background and you have two images.
Okay, but
wait.
In any way,
you have two images that are, one is black and one is the track. And then you convert them, because then of course you need to convert them. No? Now I know you have other things in the process of coloring for the sections. So I know I didn't go there because you haven't arrived there.
You are suggesting me to create a new layer here, for example, this one.
Yeah, but it should have been done when the image was done, not now. So
the
track is on one layer and the background is on one layer. Right now, it's difficult to do what you're saying.
Yeah, right now it's a mess. The problem is I can't ask Carlo, please do the image the way I'm telling you, because he's an artist.
Is he listening? No, he's not here today. But yeah,
he's on vacation.
Okay. So you can always suggest to him how it can be done and can be done quicker, because for him it doesn't make any difference having two layers. He still can do what he's doing.
I don't know his creation process, to be honest. I don't know if he's using layers or whatever, but yeah. But doesn't mind. I have plenty of time during my night, so I start pixel by pixel. I say click.
I do not have your luxury, so yeah.
Sleep deprivation in order to build tracks.
I tend to use everything PNG, I have to say, and then the last step I convert to IFF. So if you notice, everything that I do is in PNG, and then I convert to raw IFF. Sorry, and then I convert to IFF and raw. Because nowadays even the Amiga is able to read PNG, so you can even use that.
Yeah, it's possible.
Anyway, I'm just trying to give you hints.
So the other part, which also is painful the same way, is the following. I have to define zones on this track, and zones are very important here because, as you can see, a car could just start here, for example, and it could take a shortcut to this type of thing. And this is cheating for me. You are not allowed to do that. Of course, you would save a lot of time because you don't have to pass here. So what I I did here, I say this is zone number 1, and this is zone number 2, and this is zone number 3. There is a counter on each car. It just detect changing of the zones, and you have to go exactly in this order, since this probably will be zone number 6. So if you go from zone number 1 to 6, so 1 plus 1 is 2, is not 6, it won't count. You forced to go through here and through here. This is just to force the user to follow a very specific path. So in order to define zone, I do this. I take, this is color 16. I put just a random color, for example, green, and I zoom here and I just start coloring what is zone 1. Okay, something like that. This is zone 1.
I can
And
I can
then
show the image that you have on your document so they can see what you're trying to achieve in the end. Give me a second.
this is the final result.
Okay, you have it there. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
So this is the final result. This is zone number 1, which is red. This is cyan, I don't know, light blue. So it's just zone number 1, zone number 2, zone number 3. You are forced to follow this path. Notice also that there are some other colors here. So every zone has at least one color, but it can have up to 3. This is because of the terrain. This, let's say, red
Carlo is here, by
here,
the way. We
it
summoned
just
him.
says, sorry?
I said Carlo is here. We summoned him. So he's in the
Carlo
chat.
is here?
Yes.
Good. So I insulted him in live. I lost a friend.
Hello, Carlo.
So,
Sorry.
hello, Carlo, and let's continue.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was just saying that for every zone there are from 1 to 3 color. This red, it just marks where the asphalt is, and this purple, it's just, or pink, I don't know. It's the same zone. It's also zone number 1, but it's grass, and this is because my engine detect if you are going over a grass section, and in this case the velocity, the maximum allowed velocity of the car is halved. This is why. And of course you have still to provide information about the zone, because the car could go do this trajectory here, and this is zone number 2. So this is zone number 1. So in order to detect the change of the zone, I just add this extra zone information. And there is another one which is for the ice, and maybe we can do another for the mud in the future. I don't know. Right now are just 3. And notice that in order to mark zones, the zones are defined in the high nibble. This means that zone number 2, if you want to define zone number 2, for example, let's put red, you have to use color 32. So this is number 2. And of course, you have to fill every single pixel here. So you are sure that the car is going over this section. And this is zone number 1. And if you want to draw, for example, the grass section for zone number 1, you have to take color 17, which is Phaze plus 1. So it works something like that. And of course, if you want to define grass for zone number 2, you have to use this color here, which is color 33. And so with this method, my engine knows if you are going over grass, asphalt, and in which zone, just using 1 byte. Cell is 1 byte. Are done with this image here, which is the final result. I usually do this. I go into the file context menu and I say export, and I say select the type, and there is a particular data here which is raw data image. I click here and it just says RGB, and I just leave the option like that, and I click export. When you do this, it will create a raw file, and each pixel is represented by 1 byte. The high nibble of this byte is the zone counter, or it's the progressive number, and the low nibble is just saying, just define the terrain type. If you go to my tutorial, you should have the complete listing of these colors.
Yeah, and there was another episode, I forgot which one it is, but I believe it was like 6 or 7, because it was in the early stages of how you did this. And
Yeah, I
you
didn't
go in
add
detail.
too much.
Sorry?
I am the format is almost the same from this episode. I just added a couple of things, but
Yeah.
essentially it works in the same. But so let's say that I will just, since I don't have time right now to recreate this image, I will just take this image and I will copy that into the metadata folder.
Yeah, sure.
So I will just do this. Go into my OCS, and it was assets. It was tracks. It was Antani metadata. So this is the raw image. And just for reference, I always keep also the XCF file, which is the proprietary format for the GIMP. So I just take this, and this is just the palette file. It is created automatically by GIMP, but it's not really used by my game because the color is not really important. What is important is the code of the index of the color. So I go here and I say phase, and I copy here, then open my VS Code. And again, this is the same stuff that I told you before. I'm just copying. So the metadata image, so the dot data image, is appended to the TRK file. So it's getting bigger now, a lot bigger. So next things, you have to add the starting positions. So I go back into my, let's just get rid of this. Let's resume my file. And I open PNG again. Okay, what I do here, I have to settle which is the direction of the rays. if you want to go this way or this way. So clockwise or counterclockwise. I like this one, so it's clockwise. For this reason, I go here. I just take a random color and I just plot points, something like that. And I need 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. One is missing. So these are the starting positions. So when the track is loaded and the sprites are created, of course you have to provide the coordinates for each sprite, and the coordinate are read from the TRK file. And this is why I'm doing this. I go here and I say on the bottom left of the screen the coordinates, which are 159. This is the X position, and the other is the Y position, so 213. And I do this for each one of these. And this will just represent the starting position when the race starts. And of course, I'm not going to copy all this data again because I already did it last night. I will just copy this one. Copy. And it's Linux, but you should be able to do it on other operating system. This printf just prints on stdout these numbers. These numbers are in decimal format, but with 04x, you are telling bash, please convert this number into a hex, in a hexadecimal string, and put a return carriage at the end. And all this data is now, this is a pipe. It means please pass this data to XXD, which is just a converter. So the hex data is then appended into the track metadata. That's how it works. And notice that here we have 3 values instead of 2. So this is the X position, this is the Y position of each car, and this is the orientations. These are the orientations. So in this case, if you notice, I put 180 because here, sorry, it's going very slow.
Yeah, because you're streaming, so.
Okay. But you get the point. If you put a car here at the beginning of the race, the car should be rotated to the left. So it must point to the left.
Sure,
It doesn't
sure.
make sense that you point to the right because you are going this way, clockwise. So for this reason, I put this number. So the car are orientated toward the right direction.
Yeah.
So I think we are almost done. This is the part which is still missing, and these are the CPU positions. So what I usually do here, I just again take my GIMP and I do the same stuff here. And I take a color, for example, and I do this. I take this, 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 I do this, this. So I'm just drawing the trajectory of the car because CPU is dumb. He doesn't know how to drive. So I'm just telling, please reach this position. And when you are close enough, you go to this position and this position. So for this reason, I just do the Hansel and Gretel fairy tale, and I do this stuff. So when I I'm good with this point, I will just go from here and take note of this coordinate, and I will do exactly the same stuff. So I will just do printf, and I put these coordinates here to here, and I feed xxd in order to append the data. And I just my way of doing things. I just add this comment in order to recognize better which point belongs in which section, in order, because if I want to change in the future, at least I have some point of reference here. If you don't like in this case, if you don't want to put this data because it's a very boring stuff, you have any way to provide something. So I just fill it ff, which is the terminator. Of course, if you do this, you can't use the CPU cards on this track because there is no data. They don't know what to do. But at least the game will start and you can test your track with human. And we are almost done. These are the number of zones of the track. It's just a pre-calculated data because let's say the algorithm is able to determine how many zones are there, but I will just give a little help and just tell him. So in this case, this C in this it is a hexadecimal value. It's 12. So it means that if you go here and here, so you count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So it's just the count of how many colors do you see regarding the zones, of course. So you don't have to count the grass and the ice. And so I will just go back to the makefile, and I will just blindly copy that. Okay. And this is another important thing, also always related to the CPU driving card. So this is the distance. Uh, Come on, this is quite hard to explain. So the problem is the following. Let's say that you have this truck and we have two racing cars. This is car number one and this is car number two, and they are fighting each other for to be the best, and they are going this direction. They will never reach, probably there's a very low chance that will reach exactly this point. They can go this way, they can go this way because they were colliding with something else and we don't know. So this value is just telling is some tolerance. If the trajectory of the car is close enough, just count this point as reached and move to the second one. And this is useful because if you have narrow roads, you have to be, this number must be very low because you are forcing the car to pass very near or exactly in this point. If you have a, like in this case, a very big road, it's not narrow at all. You can say, okay, the point is here, but you are passing here. The distance is, let's say, 15 pixel. Come on, it's good. Move to the other. This is why I put this particular, and of course, this value must be relative to the track. Makes sense to have this value to the track. And again, I will just reuse this value. And that's it. We are done. This is just a check because the final file must be this size. So I'm just telling here, hey, if the final TRK file is not this size, please give an error so we can correct them. There is something wrong. And that's it. It's
Yeah.
done. After
I'm
that,
going. Sorry, continue.
after that the track is created, this is just a CP. It's just telling please copy this file to a particular folder because the track files must be into this tracks shr directory. The game will look for them in this particular directory. So right now, if I go here and we can try to make it's very slow. See the assets, and now everything will explode. Tracks, phase, make. So I'm just executing this file here, this make file. It will take a while because the CPU, this is not my laptop, this is something like a Raspberry Pi, so it's not so fast. It's an old Raspberry Pi.
Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to paste the link of this documentation that you just went through in the chat. It's on Ozzy's GitHub, but it's part of the game, the documentation. So you will, if you download the game, the source of the game, and want to assemble it, and it's also part of it. Okay.
So right now, everything should be fine. If I go to the bin directory, and this is the game, the files, there is a tracks shr, and it should be phase here, phase.trk. So the final size of the track file is this one. This is expressed in bytes. Now, what I usually do at this point is, oh, come on, because my control keyboard is, I do this. I mount my directory and then I launch fs UIE, and this is a 600. It's on the other. I load my, and this is the last time I'm using this approach. My next project, I think, will be using Bartman, but without Bartman because it wasn't available for Linux until recently. So I just, as you said, as you saw, I just have this save state, and this particular directory is on my Raspberry Pi. I just run like that. It's not live coding like Pellicus, but it saves some time. And it's not working.
Okay, so we're going
Start
to
game.
show the track that you just created in it.
Yeah, hopefully, if it works, because it's completely untested.
Yeah, it's okay.
And my FSUIE is struggling a lot.
Well, if you're running this over a Pi and you're streaming from the Pi, then yes,
yeah,
yes.
exactly.
What do you expect? The
All
Pi
the
is not.
data is on a Pi, and then I'm running the emulator on my laptop while streaming. So
Yeah, what to expect?
I'm not going full speed. So this is first. Should be a track which is called a phase.
Yeah, phase is very important, remember. So, guys, while we are waiting for the game to load and Ozzy making sure that there are no bugs in what he created, for those that are on my Discord, okay, uh, every Saturday morning, okay, me, Ozzy, and Dario Pericus, okay, are normally on coffee break discussing game development. Okay, so if you want to join, you're more than welcome. It's it's an open discussion, so it's just we're saying what we are doing basically and just discuss things. Sometimes somebody gives an idea to the other, so it does help. So if you want to join, even if you don't say anything, you just listen, it might help you, you know. So you're more than welcome to join every Saturday morning. Um, I can, also if you give me a minute, I show the Discord and where we are, okay? If you don't mind. So, so guys, you can see that me and Dozy are on this channel right now, and you do not have access to this channel, so you cannot go the Phaze101 voice, okay? But here under it, there is coffee break, okay? So you can come there. The channel is open, and we normally talk there about game development. It's only us three normally on a Saturday morning. We do this. I'm not always there because most of the time Saturday morning I have other things to do. You know, life gets into in the middle, but I try to join as much as possible. But Dario and Perico and Pelicus and Ozzy normally are there. So yeah, as you can see, Dario just joined in there just to show that uh, he is there. But yeah, you can see it here. I'm highlighting it. It's very small in the lower left-hand corner. But yes, join coffee break, guys, if you want on a Saturday morning, and you can listen to us chatting about game development and our issues that we have. And sometimes we show each other things, so it does help. It's, to be honest, I do not know anyone else that besides Old School Coder, which I follow his streams. I do not have anyone else besides Dario and Ozzy who I talk to about game development, and I find it very helpful personally. So yeah, if you want to join with that, you're more than welcome on a Saturday morning. That's why it's called coffee break also. Anyway, Ozzy, I'm going to go back to your screen.
We don't have a real schedule actually because I just randomly join when I can the coffee
Yes,
break channel,
yes, but
and then I start waiting. Maybe sometimes nobody comes. Sometimes
yeah,
Pelicus joins, and you then.
yeah,
So
it's
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 quite random.
yes, it's we just on Saturday morning we just go there, and whoever is there is there. You know, it's not that. Uh, uh, your ears are burning because I mentioned you. I mentioned you in the good old school coder. I said you're the one that I follow, and with whom I really share experiences related to game development. Besides Pelicus and Ozzy, I do not know other development people personally that I discuss things related to development. So yeah. So if Old School Coder, you want to join us on a Saturday morning on Coffee Break channel, you're more than welcome. We just discuss game development. Ozzy, all yours again.
Okay, my image is loaded, so
Yes,
game
yes.
recognized the
Can you make the window bigger of the
pose,
FSUAE? Yeah, yeah. Thanks.
something like that. Now I will click start race and everything will explode. I feel my laptop is very hot right now and the fan are at full speed.
Yes. What do you
So,
expect?
yeah, this Amiga game is very demanding. GeForce or something like that. Come on, it's but yeah, probably I will get a new computer for Christmas. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know if I'm
you're
open to suggestions.
yeah, but you're running it over a Raspberry Pi. So what do you expect?
I will start the race and let's. I expect the car go crazy because we didn't put the metadata about the
Properly.
CPU
Yes.
points,
Okay.
but it should load at least. More. I can't hold my hand on my laptop like right now. It's too hot. If you see me disconnecting, it's because everyone melted down. So the game has started, and you see that all the car are in formation, like I described on the make file.
Mhm.
So it works. So I expect since I padded all the data about the CPU point with FFFF,
Mhm.
I would expect the cars to go down. So
Okay.
like the gravity, because FF is the maximum high value.
Okay. It's because that
And
you didn't have enough time and you did it manually. So yeah, that I understand.
and since there is a wall, because we painted the bottom of the screen with black, so color one, number one, they should be stuck with this wall. And if you remember, I added a feature on my game, which is the teletransportation. If the car is stuck for more than, let's say, 50 frames, it gets teleported to the destination automatically. So I expect the car to disappear from the screen and to go beyond the FM line number 255. So let's see what we got.
There you go. They are going down. Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very slowly because
Yeah, but they cannot go down because they had hit the borders of the track, so they cannot really move. But yeah, yeah. Well,
but
they will
they will
vanish.
be yeah, they're going here.
Yeah, they will vanish. Yeah. Well, it's okay. You showed how to do the track, so I understood.
And here tracks as
I'm surprised that the Amiga is
my
responding.
the Amiga is not responding so well right now. Uh, Go on, list my files. Okay, so these are all my tracks. I have six, but two are duplicated. The other must be ripped off for copyright reason. So right now the game has only three tracks, but I think it's enough to show the game somewhere. And thanks again, Carlo, for his contribution. Very, very appreciated. And that's it. No more info for today.
Okay.
Are you still awake?
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm just going to remind once again the Saturday morning coffee break. Um, Dario is in Pellicus is insisting on this. So he likes it. So yeah. And probably if he sees that it's doing well, he will also do other days, not just Saturday morning. But Saturday morning is our, let's say, meetup where we chat and talk about game development when I am there. If not, it will be just Dario and Dossi basically. But yeah, and because they are 1 hour ahead of us, so when it's 8 o'clock there, it's 9 in Italy. You can see it by 8 o'clock. You can see them already there chatting. But yeah, it's a good way of sharing knowledge. Let's say that. So guys, first of all, let's thank Ozzy for his excellent work. Ozzy, I need to switch you on? Yeah. Thank you for this brilliant series, 15 episode on this series, the Racing Car Game Jam. Sorry, not Game Jam, Racing Car. Well, it started from the Game Jam, to be honest, but yes, it was a really good series. I really learned a lot from you. I have to say, I mean, because I saw different ways of how you apply things during game dev, and yeah, looking forward for the next topic that you will be covering. So guys, hopefully I will stream this Sunday. Last Sunday I didn't stream because the graphics were not ready, and I should have them ready by this Sunday. Let's put it this way. So guys, thank you very much and hope to see you on Sunday. See you guys. Bye bye.